I picked Shepherd University because I'm not just a number.
One of the things that surprised me is how friendly everyone is.
I like being able to walk down the street and have the professors recognize me by name.
I'm constantly learning.
But it also has taught me so much about myself and about what I want to do with my future.
The location at Shepherd is amazing.
Cities like Washington, D.C., Baltimore are only about an hour and a half away.
You just got to see it. Once you see it, it just takes your heart.
It's time for the excitement of NCAA Division II football, featuring the Shepherd University Rams and the Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference. Today's play-by-play coverage is being brought to you by Smallwood and Small Insurance, Milestone Realty, the Sutton and Janelle Law Firm, Orsini's Home Store, the Mirius Group of Financial Advisors, the Palace Lounge, and the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm. Standing by is our TV10 broadcast team. So let's head to the field and get today's pregame show underway.
The NCAA salutes nearly 500,000 student athletes participating in 24 sports. We cheer for them in the game and in the classroom. If you plan to play college sports.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Rams Stadium for the first round of the NCAA Division II football playoffs. The Region 1 as Shepherd getting ready to take on Findlay this afternoon. Nick Verzolini joined by Travis Smith on the broadcast. The rest of our crew, Colin McLaughlin, our on-site producer, Spencer Dupuis back in the studio, Matt Miller, Donald Kinney, and Harry Brown on cameras. Pretty good matchup between these two teams. Shepherd on the year, just one loss, finishing the regular season with a record of 10-1. Findlay 8-3 and won their conference. So, a really good matchup here today. A matchup that goes back to 2017 when Findlay upset Shepherd in the first round of the playoffs. The Rams trying to avoid that today. And Travis, two teams with that little bit of history, but usually pretty good programs here in Division II.
And you have two programs that are kind of on different ends of the spectrum as far as how they are effective on the offensive side of the ball. We mentioned Findlay. They're winners of 3 straight, coming off of a 26-21 victory over Tiffin. Like we mentioned, the Rams, they like to throw the ball around. They have speed. They use a lot of finesse on the offensive side of the ball. You look over at Findlay, they are a ground and pound type of team. They have many running backs that they can use, and one of the things that really jumps out at you is the size that they have up front. There's a lot of beef up front. There's 300-pounders across the board, so I think that's going to be an interesting matchup for that Shepherd defense. We talked about how they're a bit of an undersized unit, but they're going to have their hands full going up against those big boys from Findlay today.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Shepherd doesn't have the biggest defensive line. They do have, good speed, though, on defense. So it's kind of a matchup of size versus speed when the Findlay offense is on the field. And when the Shepherd offense is on the field, it's kind of more of a finesse style versus a more physical defense in Findlay. So it is different styles, but both these teams find a way to win and find a way to be successful with their styles of play.
And when we say finesse, it's not that Shepherd Rams offense is soft. Not at all.
Right.
They also have a talented running game, but they're more built on speed and precision, whereas you just have like more of a ground and pound style with the Oilers. So it's going to be an interesting matchup. Both teams have defenses that have struggled at points during the course of the season. Findlay a little bit more so than Shepherd. Their defense is giving up over 24 points a game, whereas Shepherd, they've really seemed to tighten things up here the past couple weeks. They're coming off of a big shutout victory over Clarion, winning that ball game 55-0, only giving up a handful of first downs in that game, 2 of 11 on third down conversions. So that Rams defense, they are certainly trending in the right direction if they want to come in here today and also post another dominant performance against a very good offense.
These two teams have a common opponent in Ohio Dominican. Both of them were victorious, but both by just one score. Shepherd began the season with a 35-30 win over Ohio Dominican, and Findlay played just a few weeks ago on October 16th, so just about a month ago, and won in overtime over Ohio Dominican 21-14. You look at these two teams' seasons. Shepherd started the year 3-0 before losing to Kutztown, their lone loss of the year here at home, 37-29. Kutztown, the number 1 team in the region, and then the Rams just, pretty much dominated from there on out, kind of turned it on and really did not have too many competitive ball games. And then you look at it from the Findlay perspective, started the year with a tough loss to a really good Ferris State team, 54-14, picked up some wins and kind of really have come on as of late with their last 3 wins. So, some solid teams going at it today. And, especially for Shepherd, I think after that Kutztown loss, they just dominated from here on out, but really haven't faced as tough of an opponent. Besides that Westchester game, which was close, they haven't been challenged in a while. So do you think that could play a factor today going against this Findlay team?
This most certainly could be a factor because this is a team that's going to be able to match up physically with Shepherd, and that's something that they haven't had to deal with too much. Westchester, a physical football team, had their success, had a drive late, but they just simply ran out of gas. They had a couple injuries in the backfield. Jaden McKenzie really wasn't running the ball the way he was early in the game. Paul Pokey also came up with an injury late in that game. So Westchester just basically ran out of gas in the game, but they were driving late in the game, and Shepherd was throwing everything at them but the kitchen sink. And gutsy performance by Chris Lane in that game. I think Chris Lane is much more healthy in this game, but he's certainly going to have a tall order today because they have a stable of running backs looking over at that Findlay Oilers offense. You have Brian Benson, Derek Lynch, and Josh Booker, all very capable running backs. So it's something where Findlay's going to be able to throw wave after wave of tough athlete, and it's going to put a lot of pressure on that Rams defense. They do a good job of rotating those defensive linemen throughout the game. I think it's really going to put a lot of pressure on their rotation. So as those guys come in, they're really going to have to maintain that standard because that's when Findlay's really going to be dangerous. And one of the things with that Findlay offense, they're going to help out their defense because they're able to run the ball and eat up a lot of clock. And the most important thing is going to keep Tyson Bajan on the sideline.
All right, we'll take a quick 2-minute break. On the other side of that break, I'll be joined by head coach of the Shepherd University Rams, Ernie McCook. This is the W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show. W. Harley Miller Systems providing custom integration services like home and office automation, home theater networking, audio video distribution, and more. Phone 304-350-1931 or visit WHMsystems.com. We'll be back in 2 minutes with Coach Ernie McCook.
Hi, this is Talk Radio WRNR and TV10's Rob Mario. My family first stayed at La Bella Vita at Deep Creek Lake in Maryland several summers ago, and we've gone back every summer since. La Bella Vita is owned by Martinsburg residents who've meticulously decorated and furnished this amazing mountaintop vacation home with breathtaking lake views that is only 2 hours away, featuring 5 bedrooms, 5.5 bathrooms, a fireplace, a large family room with an 85-inch TV, a hot tub, and multiple decks. There's lots more of the La Bella Vita experience to enjoy, including Deep Creek Lake itself, a 3,900-acre lake with 69 miles of shoreline. It's a great combination, and it's waiting for you. So take it from somebody who's been there multiple times. You are going to love staying at La Bella Vita at Deep Creek Lake. For more information, visit the Facebook page or contact Tailor Made Deep Creek Vacations and Sales or call 301-750-2182.
I picked Shepherd University because I'm not just a number.
One of the things that surprised me is how friendly everyone is.
I like being able to walk down the street and have the professors recognize me by name.
I'm constantly learning.
But it also has taught me so much about myself and about what I want to do with my future.
The location at Shepherd is amazing.
Cities like Washington, D.C., Baltimore are only about an hour, hour and a half away.
You've just got to see it. Once you see it, it just takes your heart.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent in Martinsburg is Smallwood & Small Insurance. Get a quote at smallwoodandsmall.com.
Erie Insurance.
Welcome back to the W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show. Now joined by head coach of the Shepherd University Rams, Ernie McCook. Our conversation brought to you by Parsons Ford. They became number 1 by making you number 1 first. Coach, another dominating performance for you guys in the final regular season game last week. What'd you kind of like out of your team to head into this game now in the playoffs with a 55-0 victory and your first shutout since 2015?
I was really proud of our guys. They played at their level. We knew we had an 0-9 football team coming in here that was struggling to, put things together, and our guys just didn't play to that level. They played to Shepherd's level and made plays in all three phases, made it hard on them, and that's all we could ask. We felt very confident going into the game that we would win the football game, but being able to win it the way you want to as a coach, I think it was pretty gratifying.
And what does it mean for your defense this year, which has faced its criticisms at times because early on, you had some struggles, but over the last few weeks, you've been really good on that side of the football, and obviously to end the regular season with a shutout and the first one since 2015, what does that kind of mean to your defense, and how much confidence does that build heading into the playoffs?
Well, I really am pleased with our defense, how well they played really the second half of the season. They've made it very difficult on opposing teams, and I think it's a credit to them, and they want to grab shutouts, and they were close. I think against Millersville, one play from having a shutout there. I think Bloomsburg, we had a couple plays that they made in the first half, but really settled in and played a great second half. So I think if you look at the last 4 or 5 games of the season, really pleased with how the defense is playing. They're playing with great energy, effort. They're running to the football. They're tackling. They're doing the things that you're supposed to do to be great on defense.
And the special teams unit contributes to 10 of your 55 points.
Yeah.
I don't see that too often, where you have 2 blocked punts and 2 safeties come on special teams and a touchdown. So, what does that mean? The special teams has really been contributing as well over the last few weeks.
Yeah, and the guys are doing a great job in their preparation there. They're excited to make a play when they have an opportunity to make a play. And they realized that they had dialed something up against the punt team of Clarion, and they were just hungry and went after it, and they weren't going to let up. So we found a way to exploit Clarion's punt team. Our coordinator, Luke Wright, took advantage of it, and the guys made plays.
So heading into this week, playoffs now, what's the mindset heading into the playoffs? Obviously, you guys are the 2 seeds, so you have a good chance to, revenge your loss against Kutztown down the road. But you're taking it 1 week at a time.
Sure, our focus has always been on Findlay all week long. We enjoyed the opportunity to be the announcement of actually gaining the bid into the playoffs. That's a lot of fun. Where gave us an opportunity on Saturday afternoon to celebrate back-to-back 10-win seasons, but now it's we really want to do some good things in the playoffs. And Findlay is a great opponent. They're coming in here. They're coming in as conference champions. They have a very difficult schedule. They played some opponents really tough, but they're a well-coached team. They played great in all 3 phases: offense, defense, and special teams. They managed the game well to their advantage. So we're going to have a tremendous challenge. I'm glad it's here at home. I'm glad we're going to have a chance to play in front of our home crowd. I think the weather's going to be great. I think the energy and the excitement is going to be fantastic in the stadium. But we're excited to play the ball game, and it really doesn't matter who we play, but we do have a real opponent in Findlay University.
And you look at them, and offensively, very balanced team. So what challenges do they present for your defense?
Well, I think what you're going to see is a team that can run it and throw it. They have some weapons at wide receiver. They're big and physical on the O-line. They have a very solid running game. So the balance itself is going to be a challenge. And be able to make them one-dimensional where they can only do one thing and then we can really zero into it. We want to take away the run. If we can stop the run, I feel really good about our opportunities on defense. And then we have to make sure we take care of the football on offense. We can't turn it over. We've got to be able to drive the ball and score touchdowns in the red zone.
What does their defense do really well?
They run to the football. They're going to play a bend but don't break defense, and they're always sound, and they do a great job tackling.
All right, Coach, good luck on Saturday. That'll do it for this portion of the pregame show. When we come back, we'll have more here on the W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show.
Some are dreamers, some are doers, and just a few are both. That's the heartbeat of Shepherd University, a quality education that's within reach. In fact, we're one of the most affordable schools in the nation. Whether you're just starting off or you're ready for a new start, Shepherd University. Don't just dream, do.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope, Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent in Martinsburg is Smallwood and Small Insurance. Get a quote at smallwoodandsmall.com.
Erie Insurance.
There's nothing like spending a week at the lake. In my experience, La Bella Vita at Deep Creek Lake is the perfect getaway. Owned by Martinsburg residents, it's only 2 hours away. Whether it's lounging on the spacious deck with amazing views or relaxing in the hot tub, it just doesn't get better than La Bella Vita. With plenty of space for family and friends, this 5-bedroom, 5.5-bathroom home is the perfect luxury mountaintop retreat. Inside, you'll find an extremely well-furnished home that features 2 master bedrooms, an 85-inch TV for everybody, and a fully accessible kitchen and dining area, with everything your entire family will need. Our family enjoyed roasting s'mores at the fire pit in the evenings, and by day, exploring much of the 3,900 acres that makes up Deep Creek Lake. The community has several excellent restaurants and lots of family-friendly activities, and they're all just a short distance away. For more information, visit the Facebook page or contact Tailor-Made Deep Creek Vacations and Sales at 301-750-2182.
Welcome back to Rams Stadium as we're about 13 minutes away from kickoff between Shepherd and Findlay in this first-round matchup of the Division II football playoffs. Nick Verzolini joined by Travis Smith here on the pregame show. And Travis, let's take a look at Shepherd's opponent, Findlay, a little bit more in depth. This is a team that, as we mentioned, an 8-3 record, won their conference, and have had some success this year and have a pretty good history overall. The last time these two teams met was in the postseason on November 18th, 2017, which was a 29-17 win for the Oilers, but a lot has obviously changed since then. And we mentioned, they have a lot of size, and they're a pretty balanced offensive attack in both passing and rushing, and they're able to really, keep that balance and do a good job of featuring both styles of moving the football.
You mentioned that offensive line, so let's look at some of the beef that they're bringing into today's contest. Left tackle, Logan Bailey, the 6'5 senior, is 325 pounds. Their left guard, Ben Farrar Jr., 6'5", 321 pounds. Their center, he's the shrimp of the group. He's 6'4", 298 pounds. Their right guard, 6'3", 336 pounds. He's a freshman, so he's only going to get bigger. And right tackle, junior, 6'5", 294 pounds, is Michael Jarrell Jr. So they have a lot of beef up front, and that's really going to put pressure on that Shepherd defensive line to rotate and keep guys fresh early on in the game. That's something that Shepherd has had success with early on, and having the undersized defensive unit, that's something that a big offensive lineman really doesn't want to do, is to chase around a small, fast defensive lineman all game long, especially when Shepherd's able to use that depth that they've developed over the course of the season. We mentioned how they've been able to win some games handily down the stretch, and one of the things that affords you, one of the advantages that affords you when you're able to win like that is that you're able to rotate in some of those guys off of the bench and develop some depth, and more importantly, develop some confidence in that depth. And that's something that they're certainly going to have to rely on in today's game, because they're going up against a much bigger offensive line, a much bigger group, but they've been giving up weight all year long, and they've still been an effective unit. But that's still going to be the most interesting matchup in today's game, is who's going to win that war in the trenches.
Findlay, an offense that averages 21 points per game. Quarterback Matt Winsler, a very solid, game manager, you could say. A senior, 6'3", 189 pounds, has done a nice job leading the offense. Derek Lynch, the junior running back, kind of an undersized guy, but, again, running behind that big offensive line. And then a lot of veteran receivers that can make plays. So it's a solid unit offensively. While they're not as explosive as a team like Shepherd, not a whole lot of teams are, and they get the job done.
And you mentioned Winsler, again, putting up good numbers. It kind of pale in comparison to Tyson Bajan, but most quarterbacks do. They don't look that good when you put them up on the screen together and you're looking at their numbers. Many folks aren't going to match up well against Tyson Bajan, but he's still completing 58% of his passes. He also had 2,361 yards this year, 18 touchdowns and 7 interceptions, so he's able to take care of the ball. Plus the offensive line, they've done a good job in protecting him. He's only been sacked 9 times this season. He's also not afraid to pull the ball down and run it a little bit. He has 39 carries for 124 yards this season, 3.2 yards per carry. He also has a touchdown running the ball, and his biggest run of the season, 55 yards. So he is a quarterback. If you don't pay attention to him, he's going to be able to get on the outside and take it to the house if you're not paying attention to him. So coming off of a game last week, wasn't asked to do too much. He completed 64% of his passes for 163 yards, didn't throw a touchdown or an interception. But when you have the running performance that he did out of Brian Benson, the 5'7", 202-pound junior, 38 carries, 244 yards, 6.4 yards per carry with 3 touchdowns, and he was able to rip off a 32-yarder during the course of that game. You really don't have to ask your quarterback to do too much if you have a running back that's going to get nearly 40 carries a game.
Finley also, you look at some of their wide receivers. Marlon Richardson, 46 catches, 703 yards this season, 3 touchdowns. Schrader has been solid as well for them, 33 grabs, 469 yards, and 2 scores. Ruben Flowers, 29 catches, 360 yards, and 4 touchdowns. So while they don't have the big passing numbers, they certainly have a lot of different guys that can come up and make some catches for them. And then defensively, they've been really solid this year as well, led by a few different players there, but missing their starting linebacker today. And Kajon Caldwell has been a player that's stepped up for them, a position change for him from wide receiver to safety this year, and that's helped their defense.
Yeah, because you have the skill set, so moving him over from wide receiver to defensive back, you have the skill set. He's able to play in space, and he has an understanding of what wide receivers are trying to do, and this year able to step in and pay dividends immediately. 46 tackles, 31 of those solo. He had 1.5 tackles for loss, 2 forced fumbles, 1 fumble recovery, and 3 pass breakups. He's coming off of a big game versus Tiffin as well. He had 7 solo tackles in that ball game and 2 pass breakups. So if you're able to make a switch like that and get production out of a guy, one, that shows that you're recruiting the right type of athlete, and one, that's a young man that takes pride in his job, and he's willing to help out the team in whatever role that's called upon him. So that just points to a good program, a good culture, that guys are willing to step up, and next man up type of mentality, and fill in and try to contribute to the team in any way that they can.
And while their offensive line for Findlay, very big up front, the D-line kind of that average size of around 250 to 260 for most of their guys, so not a problem for the Shepherd offensive line today in terms of just a size mismatch, but still a very talented group up front. We'll take another 2-minute break. On the other side of this break, we'll go in the huddle with Rams wide receiver Ryan Beach, and then we'll, on the other side of that break, kind of get Travis's keys to the game and talk a little bit more about the Shepherd Rams. This is the W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show and Shepherd University Rams football on TV10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent in Martinsburg is Smallwood & Small Insurance. Get a quote at smallwoodandsmall.com.
Erie Insurance. Some are dreamers, some are doers, and just a few are both. That's the heartbeat of Shepherd University, a quality education that's within reach. In fact, we're one of the most affordable schools in the nation. Whether you're just starting off or you're ready for a new start, Shepherd University. Don't just dream, do.
Welcome to La Bella Vita, named for my Grandma Vita. Our mountaintop getaway honors her legacy while complementing the home's spectacular views. This recently renovated property boasts a breathtaking landscape of Deep Creek Lake while providing great open interior spaces for a sensational vacation. You'll immediately notice the great room allows for entertaining, dining, and relaxing after long days on the lake or skiing on the slopes of Wisp. Your family and friends will enjoy relaxing in all the open spaces. The home features 6 bedrooms, including 4 that are private suites. And each of the 4 levels of this home feature amazing visibility as far as the eye can see. Like our family, we hope you enjoy making memories here on the mountain. We love sharing the spacious, warm, and inviting home that overlooks the lake. Cheers to the beautiful life, La Bella Vita.
Welcome back to the W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show. We now go in the huddle with Rams wide receiver Ryan Beach. Ryan, a really successful freshman year for you. Cap it off a nice 9-catch game. What did you see last week in the defense, and what were you able to kind of exploit?
When they went one high, we just kind of pick our matchup and attack who we wanted to, and that just ended up being my guy this week, so it was pretty easy there.
Do you expect to have this kind of year in your first year with the Rams?
I think so, because the COVID year we had, all of us kind of came together as a team, and I felt like I really blended in well, so I feel like I fit in and I like it here, so yeah.
So even though you weren't able to play a game, you were still able to kind of practice with Tyson and get that chemistry down?
Yeah, I mean, we had a whole year straight of just nothing but practice, so it's easy now.
So how exciting is it then to get into the playoffs for the first time and get to experience that this year?
Yeah, that's why I came here, so I'm just ready for this game, win, play next week, keep on winning, win the national championship.
Since you haven't experienced the playoffs yet, have you talked to any of the older guys in the locker room about what that's going to be like?
Yeah, definitely. Same thing they said, just a way different mentality of going in, like you cannot lose at all. Like
right.
One and done if we lose, and none of us want to lose and go home.
So what have you seen out of Findlay's defense? What kind of challenges do you think they'll present?
They're good. All around they're good. So I think they keep teams off the field with their offense, and their defense tries not to give up as many points as we get. So I think we'll be all right just attacking them by using everything we got. So I think we'll be good.
All right, Ryan, thank you, and good luck this week.
Yes,
in the huddle, brought to you by the Murius Group and Ameriprise Financial Advisors John Everson and Phil McCoy, located at 1270 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg. Call them today at 304-263-4343. This is Shepherd University Rams football on TV10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
Hi, this is Talk Radio WRNR and TV10's Rob Mario. My family first stayed at La Bella Vita at Deep Creek Lake in Maryland several summers ago, and we've gone back every summer since. La Bella Vita is owned by Martinsburg residents who've meticulously decorated and furnished this amazing mountaintop vacation home with breathtaking lake views that is only 2 hours away, featuring 5 bedrooms, 5.5 bathrooms, a fireplace, a large family room with an 85-inch TV, a hot tub, and multiple decks. There's lots more of the La Bella Vita experience to enjoy, including Deep Creek Lake itself, a 3,900-acre lake with 69 miles of shoreline. It's a great combination, and it's waiting for you. So take it from somebody who's been there multiple times. You are going to love staying at La Bella Vita at Deep Creek Lake. For more information, visit the Facebook page or contact Tailor Made Deep Creek Vacations and Sales or call 301-750-2182.
Here's to the grown-ups. Your car is now your office. Stage, nursery. Sorry, insuring it shouldn't be a headache. Erie, #1 in the nation for highest satisfaction with the auto insurance purchase experience 6 years in a row. And with Erie, you get your own independent agent, not a giant corporate call center or some online robot. You meet with a real person, like this.
Your local Erie agent in Martinsburg is Smallwood & Small Insurance. Get a quote at smallwoodandsmall.com.
Erie Insurance.
I picked Shepherd University